fighter standing will go to the furthest neutral corner and stay there. Protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Thank you.
A reluctant touch of gloves between the two boxers ahead of this battle for the unified 9 stone 4 super featherweight titles between Mikaela Mayer and Alycia Baumgardner. Bad blood aplenty between these two. The time for talking has stopped and the time for action is right here and now. We are underway, 10 2-minute rounds for the unified super featherweight championship of the world between the WBC champion Alycia Baumgardner, operating out of the operating out of the orthodox stance with a low held guard, wearing predominantly black and a sheath similar to that Prince Naseem Hamed used to wear, that is sparkling and shimmering with every color of the rainbow. Her opponent Mikaela Mayer, the IBF and WBO and Ring Magazine super featherweight champion, wearing all red, gloves, boots, shorts and top. And it's Alycia Baumgardner on the front foot, looking for a right hand over the top, which landed and just caused Mikaela Mayer to cover up. She's now on the perimeter of the boxing ring, her back skimming the ropes on this near side of the ring, moving in a counterclockwise direction to her right, away from the vaunted backhand of Alycia Baumgardner. Baumgardner dominating the center of the ring, left hand down by a kneecap, scores with a spearing left jab to the body. Now Mikaela Mayer, the taller of the two boxers, getting to work with her own lead left stick, tripping it out to the tune of 3, 4, 5 times and just glancing Baumgardner with it on a couple of occasions. Baumgardner with a relaxed guard, shot up from the belt line, that was just parried partially by the gloves of Mayer before it just landed on her chin. Baumgardner with an exploratory jab just above the belt line of Mayer, but it fell short. Mayer looking to measure the distance with the lead left jab, now feinting exaggeration with that front foot, stamping and firing the jab but not fully committed to it. Baumgardner with a wry grin as she fires a roundhouse right over the left hand of Mikaela Mayer that was held around her pec, and she found the range with it. Not full-blooded, but it was a scoring shot. Mikaela Mayer scores with a left jab to the body. Just under 30 seconds to go in this opening round as Baumgardner scores with a jab to the body once again. Baumgardner on the perimeter of the boxing ring, moving counterclockwise now. She was moving clockwise to her left just before that, but changed direction smoothly with no discernible change in pace. Of all the insults and barbs that have been thrown by both boxers, one of them that was prominent from Baumgardner is that she says Mayer possesses terrible footwork, and it's Baumgardner using effective footwork to land another roundhouse right, and she scored effectively with that shot throughout the opening round. Steve Bunce,
3 or 4 big rights. Okay, none of them were perfect, none of them connected flush, but there are 3 or 4 big rights. That's her danger punch, and Mayer was not moving away from it. If anything, she was moving onto it. Mayer did throw some jabs, but I've got to tell you that she was caught a lot of right hands there, Ebony. A lot of right hands.
Yeah, look, I think definitely Alycia had that round. I think Alicia's footwork and distance control at the moment is really good.
As well.
Yeah, the speed, the explosiveness. Mayer's good. She's using a lot of feints, and it was nice to see the feints and trying to set things up. But they're just still feeling each other out. Mind you, I think Alycia, she's going to land that right hand. If that's the first round, she's already landed it a couple of times. If Mayer doesn't change something,
she gets 3 inches closer. That right hand's dangerous.
That's very
Ronald,
true.
This is warmed beautifully. 2 minutes in.
into the second round we go. Mikaela Mayer was up at the sound of the timekeeper calling seconds out. Alycia Baumgardner taking every second of the 60 on her stall before getting back out to the space of centre ring. Now it's Mikaela Mayer operating out of centre ring. Baumgardner looks to sneak in with a right cross to the body, but it was made to fall short by Mikaela Mayer backing up. First right hand of the night thrown by Mikaela Mayer, and then she dips her knees and scores with a spearing left jab to the body, twisting her torso as it landed to get real pop on it. Baumgardner with her right hand around her shoulder joint and her left hand way down by her left quad. There she looked for a counter left jab after Mikaela Mayer got through with a long stick of a lead left to the body. Mikaela Mayer scores with a left jab, but then he's hit on the chest and under the armpit by the left right of Alycia Baumgardner, and then Baumgardner with another successful shot to the body. Accurate, heavy shots being fired in now as Mikaela Mayer gets on the front foot and scores with a double left jab, the second of which was altogether more potent than the first. Action is near the blue corner just above us, and then as she moved up towards the neutral corner on the far side of the ring, Baumgardner picking her opponents off with a left and then a right once again. She's having real success with that right hand lead, and then countering Mikaela Mayer, who loaded up with her own shot. The right hand was made to miss, and Baumgardner came back with a two-shot salvo, a left hook and right over the top. 38 seconds to go in this second round. Action near the blue corner just above our commentary position. While holding her feet near her own corner, Alycia Baumgardner stopped the advancing Mikaela Mayer with a left and right to the body. Now the boxers in a clinch. Referee Bob Williams allowing them to work away. And both boxers digging away with their free hand before the instruction of step back from referee Bob Williams. Nice left jab landed by Mikaela Mayer. Baumgardner dipping at the knees, shooting up with a left jab of her own, but it was just short because Mikaela Mayer employed the lay back and used good feet to back up. Looking for that right hand again is Alycia Baumgardner as Mikaela Mayer was advancing. There she looks for it once more. It lands on the shoulder of Mikaela Mayer. Another very good round of boxing. Mikaela Mayer advancing and getting closer. Baumgardner still looking for that backhand.
And she starts turning that backhand just slightly, because at the moment she's landing it without the twist. She puts that little bit of turn on it, that little bit of twist, she's going to start hurting her. I'm surprised that we're not seeing more punches from Mikaela Mayer, more feeling jabs, just going for the chest from out of distance, keeping Baumgardner a little bit, not necessarily off balance, but making her think a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Look, you know what? I'm finding that every time that Mayer is throwing out that jab, she's getting countered, or Baumgardner's coming with that right hand. So she's a little bit cautious, I think. She landed a hard one in that first round. Alycia is strong. You can see that. She can see that strength. There is a big a strength difference here, and I think that Mayer is being cautious. But you know, you got to let your hands go and try and get her to stop.
She looks that much stronger, and in the clip, she just looks that much more relaxed. Whew.
Once again, Mikaela Mayer up off her stool early to answer the bell. And as the action resumes, it's Alycia Baumgardner who is establishing territorial dominance with a stiff left jab, catching Mikaela Mayer as she was coming in, and now it's Mikaela Mayer operating out of center ring, but she's being made to pay a price every time she goes for her own offense. There she scored with a left-right combination, followed by another left jab, and Alycia Baumgardner holding a one-way conversation with Mikaela Mayer, talking to her as she touches her up with a left jab. There she brings her right hand around the corner once again, and I'm just looking to see whether there's some reddening on the bridge of Mikaela Mayer's nose. She's dabbing at it, and I can't discern at this juncture whether it's a graze or it's leaking blood. There she went for a right hand over the top, did Mikaela Mayer, and she's picked off by a right hand again by Alycia Baumgardner. That just caused her to lose her balance and totter to her right near the blue corner on this near side of the ring. Minute gone in the third round. Baumgardner looking so fluid, so loose, so relaxed, and a focus on the face of Mikaela Mayer. As the two boxers fall into one another after Mikaela Mayer went looking for a jab to the body, they lock horns. Referee Bob Williams has to intervene and issue the command of step back. 48 seconds to go in this third round. Mikaela Mayer looking to advance her way in behind feints, dipping at the knees and feinting again with hands, eyes and feet. Convincing feint to Alycia Baumgardner. Her back muscles flexing as she has them to us on this near side of the ring. Another clinch ensues. The two boxers waltz one another round, and referee Bob Williams issues the command of box. Right hand landed by Mikaela Mayer was countered by a left jab from Alycia Baumgardner. Baumgardner again talking to her as she's picking her off with a left and then a left-right combination. There's a stiff left hand landed by Mikaela Mayer. And now Mikaela Mayer launching a right hand left uppercut, but Baumgardner continues her conversation, taunting the champion as the reddening around the left eye and the bridge of the nose of Mikaela Mayer intensifying here in the closing stages of this third round. My goodness, all action stuff, and Baumgardner oozing confidence up there, Steve.
Both of them are throwing a nasty. They're thrown with intent. Mikaela Mayer needs to relax a little bit. She needs to let the jab go. She needs to show a feint or two and let the punches go. I want to tell you something that I found out about an hour before we came on air, Ebony, and Ronald, you can hear this as well, obviously. Mikaela Mayer did 8 hard rounds of sparring on Tuesday night. On Tuesday night. Does that seem odd to you? And they weren't technical, I checked. They were hard rounds.
Yeah, look, I think that we stopped sparring last week, 10 days out. I know that Mikaela's team were trying to get me sparring on the Sunday just before they came, and I couldn't do it. But yeah, I mean, that's crazy. But at least that round was spiteful, and it's just heating up in there. And Mikaela's looking a little bit deflated, but I hope she picks it up because she's going to have to, I think.
We move into the fourth round. Mikaela Mayer making the fourth defense of the WBO title, a second defense of the unified WBO and IBF titles. It's the second defense of the WBC crown for Alycia Baumgardner. And it's Mikaela Mayer out with purposeful intent over that front foot. She's in the space of centre ring, looking to push Alycia Baumgardner to the periphery, but Baumgardner showing good footwork to get herself back to centre ring. Roundhouse right attempted by Mayer. Then she followed it up immediately with a left jab to the body, which scored. And then another left hand to the rib cage of Alycia Baumgardner. A stiff straight jab, and then a left hand jab to the chin, followed by another left jab. And Mikaela Mayer looking to impose her greater range and reach now, having real success with that lead left stick in the first 50 seconds of this fourth round. Baumgardner more circumspect, but that's because she's been occupied by lead left hand. There she snuck into range and landed with a left jab to the body, then a right hand over the top. That her most profitable contest, her most profitable shot all fight long. But Mikaela Mayer beginning to put combinations together now. Nice movement in the pocket from Baumgardner to cause Mikaela Mayer to miss. And she continues with the mugging and the gurning once again in the direction of her opponent. But remaining focused on her task is Mikaela Mayer. And she's advancing behind the left jab. Let it go, followed by a straight right hand to the body. Baumgardner may as well have dipped into it as she was anticipating a headshot. 40 seconds to go in this fourth round. It's Mikaela Mayer on the front foot. Baumgardner up on her toes, dodging, darting laterally left and right. She's approaching her own blue corner before skipping off to her right in counterclockwise fashion. Comes forward behind a double jab. Now she's switched southpaw as Alycia Baumgardner, operating out of the southpaw stance, but not really throwing any shots in anger out of that port-sided guard. Beautiful combination from Mikaela Mayer. First and third boxing, because she was countered by a single shot from Baumgardner, but then had the final word of the exchange. And now it's Mikaela Mayer on the front foot, backing up Baumgardner with a jab near her own corner, and a right hand from Mikaela Mayer, causing Alycia Baumgardner just to lose her balance right in her own blue corner, where she takes a seat on the stool at the sound of the bell. Steve Bunce.
That was the first time that Mikaela Mayer's walked for a right hand she's been caught with. All the way up in this fight, she's been caught with a right hand, and she showed it like a bad poker player. But that time, everybody, she got caught with her right hand, and she came back with her own right hand, and she hurt Alycia. It's the first time she's done that.
Well, I think that's what she needs to do, because in the first few rounds, Mikaela Mayer's, like, her face was a little bit deflated. Like, she looked a little bit off, in my opinion. You know, not the Mikaela that I'm used to seeing. She didn't look comfortable. She looked a little bit off, a little bit just like hesitant. This is what she needs to do, because that face and that demeanor is just fueling Alycia, and it's making her want to be more aggressive. And Alicia's counterpunching is incredible, but that was a great finish by Mikaela Mayer.
This is going to be a crucial round, this round, Ronald, a crucial round.
Into the fifth round we go. The crowd just increased their decibel level, because up on the Jumbotron they were treated to shots of Savannah Marshall backstage. That to come next here on 5 Sports Extra and BBC Radio 5 Live. But here in this fifth round, it's Alycia Baumgardner who is out quickly and has scored with jabs to the body before landing with a right hand over the top. Now, has this been ruled a knockdown? Because Mikaela Mayer touched down. Bob Williams has intervened, called time, wiped the gloves clean, because Mikaela Mayer was rather dragged down after the right hand success of Alycia Baumgardner. Action resumes, halfway, 30 seconds gone in this fifth round. It's Baumgardner skipping counterclockwise to her right. She's fed a stiff left jab on an upward trajectory, but then Baumgardner comes back with a right hand of her own. Mikaela Mayer bobbing away with a backhand, and the two boxers looking to check the chins of one another, as they're not bothering with jabs. They're just loading up and firing in right crosses. Left jab to the body is an effective shot, and then a right hand on the unprotected chin of Alycia Baumgardner from Mikaela Mayer. Terrific punch picking from the WBC, from the WBO and IBF champion. Halfway through this fifth round, it is Mikaela Mayer on the front foot. Baumgardner backing up, looking for the left jab and right cross. And I just wonder whether a little bit of pop has gone out of the punches of Baumgardner now, because she's having more respect. The respect that is being earned and taken by Mikaela Mayer, who is doubling up, tripling up that jab and landing it on the face of Baumgardner. Baumgardner looking for the right hand, but not finding it with the potency or crispness that she was in the first 3 rounds of this unified super featherweight title bid. Now it's Mikaela Mayer just increasing the distance before stepping back in, moving to her right and landing with a beautiful single left jab. She now operating with a cross-arm defense, mimicking Alycia Baumgardner in terms of the stance. And there's a left-right combination and another left jab from Mikaela Mayer, who's having real success with her straight punches as she lands with a right hand once again. Alycia Baumgardner looking to bomb away with her own backhand, but it's less accurate and less potent than what she was demonstrating earlier in the fight. And Mikaela Mayer finding the range terrifically with her straight shot selection, Steve Bunce.
Risk to get there with that right hand, taking the risk to get there with the right hand, being prepared to take a shot, And you're absolutely right. There was a point there. It does look a little bit like Alycia Baumgardner just slowed a little bit. But you only need one punch. You only need a fraction of a second. She has slowed a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. But you know what? Mikaela's picked it up. I think Mikaela, maybe someone in the corner, someone is going to say, Mikaela, you need to pick this up. You know, you need to put the work in now. You know, she's warmed up those last few rounds. She's picking it up and she's doing what she has to do now, because if she was going the way she was going, it wasn't working. But now this is working. She's putting her punches together. She's being spiteful and she's turning through those shots.
Yeah, she's really turning through the right hands, isn't she? Yeah.
And I think it's shocked Alycia a little bit in that round, but she's coming back. They're trading. It's just getting started.
It's beautiful.
I'm excited.
I want 15 rounds of this, not 10.
Oh, let's go.
So 5 rounds completed, a potential 5 rounds to go in this battle for the unified super featherweight championship of the world. Mikaela Mayer really finding the range in rounds 4 and 5, particularly with her straight punches. Alycia Baumgardner just a little bit less accurate and less potent with her punches in the previous 2 rounds than she was in the first 3. She's currently just beyond punching range, but stepping on the gas and closing the distance is Mikaela Mayer, and she's throwing punches in bunches to the singles being proffered by Alycia Baumgardner. Is Baumgardner running out of ideas and putting all of her stock into a vaunted backhand? There she throws out a measuring stick of her lead left hand. She's turned southpaw once again, operating as a port-sided boxer now before switching back orthodox. All of that took place out of punching range. Good left jab to the body, landed by Mikaela Mayer, and a right hand over the top. And Baumgardner, becoming a little bit disorganized, gets off the ropes just above her commentary position, turns the tables and fashions a clinch just to allow her head to clear, because she was picked off by a really accurate backhand by Mikaela Mayer. Just inside a minute to go in this 6th round, and it's Mikaela Mayer who is continuing to build on the momentum that she established in rounds 4 and 5. Comes forward with a rather clumsy looking right hand, Mikaela Mayer. It wasn't fully committed to, and Alycia Baumgardner was out of punching distance. 2 boxers put themselves in headlocks, and now another clinch ensues after the brief resumption. So Baumgardner, who appears to be more ideally suited physically to inside work, not letting her hands go. Now she's looking to establish a jab. Long right hand to the body landed, which just may have got the attention of Alycia Baumgardner. There's the same shot again beneath the left elbow of Alycia Baumgardner. Same shot 3 times in succession. No adjustment from Alycia Baumgardner. Now she's trying to come out with a left hook to the head. Right hand landed by Baumgardner, followed by a left hook to the body of her own. But Mikaela Mayer is throwing more volume, showing more variety through the concluding stages of this round. 3 good rounds on the spin for the reigning WBO, IBF and Ring Magazine super featherweight champion. We're going to head over to the red corner of Mikaela Mayer and listen into the instructions of Al Mitchell.
Okay? I don't want you to get hit nothing stupid. You're boxing beautiful. Now start giving me the face in between the jabs. And every once in a while, give me 1 or 2 body shots. All right?
Absolutely summed it up. Al Mitchell there saying, don't get hit with anything stupid. Keep throwing the jabs, keep your guard up, and she can win this fight, Ebony.
She's doing punches in bunches. When she throws those 2, 3 shot, 4 shot combos, that's when they're landing on Alycia. Because Alycia isn't a combo puncher. She's a counter puncher. But when you throw 2, 3, 4 shots, it's very hard to counter, you know, when you're only throwing 1 shot. That was another great round.
And surely Alicia's corner will say to her, listen, she's taking the initiative, go out there. This could be, I know I keep saying it, this could be a crucial round.
Definitely.
So we go into the 7th round of this unification battle in the 9 stone 4 super featherweight division. The momentum appears to be with Mikaela Mayer, who has far greater experience, 114 rounds of professional experience compared to the 56 of Alycia Baumgardner. Baumgardner busier now, getting behind a double jab and a right cross, but the defenses of Mikaela Mayer, bracketing her head with her hand, was effective in taking some of the pop off those shots. Right hand was attempted by Mikaela Mayer. A dramatic shower of spray came from the braided hair of Alycia Baumgardner, but it didn't land flush. Now it's back beyond punching range as the 2 boxers saber rattling with their lead left hands. Mikaela Mayer occupying centre ring, comes forward looking for that right hand to the body, which she used to such terrific effect in the closing stages of round number 6. Oh, that's a solid right hand landed by both boxers, and again they're continuing to load up on both with backhands. And it's Alycia Baumgardner who comes forward with a left-right combination, getting onto the front foot, and then it's a left-right left success for Baumgardner. Terrific trade-off near the neutral corner on this near side of the ring. And perhaps perhaps Baumgardner getting the better of it. She comes back with a right uppercut. It was off the mark, as was Mikaela Mayer's right hand over the top. Terrific exchanges through the mid portion of this 7th round. Alycia Baumgardner altogether busier in this 2-minute frame, but she takes a single right cross over the top there. She's operating as a southpaw once again. Didn't throw any punches as a lefty, and now is back as an orthodox boxer, looking to establish her own jab. The two boxers exchanging jab, but it's Mikaela Mayer on the front foot, and her will, and that potent backhand, backing up Baumgardner once again. Baumgardner has been busier in this round, but then she's pinged on the resumption by a beautifully crisp left-right combination. A 1-2 that again snapped the head of Baumgardner, as did the follow-up jab. Terrific action, perhaps the most competitive round we've seen. But Mikaela Mayer with the strong conclusion to that round, just showing that she's the boss, Steve Bunce, in that frame.
Mikaela was hurt, she was caught, I think she's cut by the right eyebrow, and then she came back, she clawed her way back into it in the last 40 seconds, cashing Alycia Baumgardner with some great shots, and I thought she hurt Baumgardner towards the end.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think the experience of Mikaela Mayer being in wars before and being in that kind of deep waters, you know, I think that is what's helping Mikaela right now. Alycia hasn't really been in deep waters before. I mean, I'm not saying she's had easy fights, but she hasn't been in the same deep waters as Mikaela, and I think that's showing now Mikaela's experience, and she's able to weather the storm, and she's coming back strong. That was a great round, more competitive. I'm still leaning towards Mikaela with that round. There was some very clean and accurate shots. There was a head clash, and that's what I think that cuts from.
Yeah, I think so. We've got a fight, we've got a finish coming up.
Again, speaking of the greater experience possessed by Mikaela Mayer, she's in her 10th scheduled 12-rounder tonight. It's the 3rd scheduled 10-rounder for Alycia Baumgardner. Mikaela Mayer has completed the 10-round distance on 6 occasions, and she is out at centre ring, feinting with that front foot, as now Alycia Baumgardner just making almost like a kickboxer, shaping and feinting with the hands, holding them out in front of her, momentarily turned southpaw, now back as an orthodox boxer, looking for the left hook around the corner as she was up on her toes. She's breathing through an open mouth, plenty of posturing coming from Alycia Baumgardner, springs forward, fires the left jab, twice to the body, but they were out of punching range. Mikaela Mayer looking to close the distance behind her advancing feet. Look for a right hand to the body, but it was off the mark. And again, Alycia Baumgardner increasing the distance over near the red corner on the far side of the ring to cause Mikaela Mayer to fall short. Now it's Mikaela Mayer onto the front foot, looking for the left jab, right hand. Solid left hand sunk into the body of Baumgardner, but that spurs her into action as she comes forward with a 3-shot combination of bent-on punches before being fed a terrifically stiff left jab from Mikaela Mayer. Baumgardner comes back with a right hand of her own. It was a roundhouse right before the boxers took a breather in a momentary clinch. And both boxers really sinking their feet into the canvas and getting some leverage on these shots now, deep into this 8th round. Referee Bob Williams speaking to both boxers, Baumgardner in particular, about illegal tactics, shrugging off the opponent with the elbow. Left jab looked for by Baumgardner, and it's Mikaela Mayer willing her way forwards once again, looking for the left jab. Baumgardner scored with a eye-catching jab up on her toes. Baumgardner getting forwards now. And Mikaela Mayer increases the distance by dancing off counterclockwise to her right. Action is in the middle of the boxing ring. Right hand lead is a sneaky shot landed by Mikaela Mayer, who is breathing through an open mouth with 10 seconds remaining in this 8th round. Mikaela Mayer just riding a left hand that was fired in by Alycia Baumgardner, and there may not have been any professional respect between these two prior to the opening bell, but my goodness, given what they're extracting from one another tonight, one suspect that there's going to be respect aplenty at the conclusion.
Let's hope so, but I'm telling you now, don't imagine that's a given, Ronald. I've got to be honest with you, there were moments there where some of the body shots were sickening, some of the right hands that they were both throwing. There is absolutely no give and take in this fight. It's on a wire. Every single punch matters.
Yes, most definitely. You know, we're seeing both the fighters now. They're getting into deep waters. We're coming to the championship rounds now, and they're gonna dig deep now. Alicia's looking. I feel like she took that round off a little bit. You know, she was moving around, doing a lot of posturing. She's definitely. I think Alicia's definitely tired. Mikaela, she's feeling confident. She's smiling. She's kind of having a bit of a laugh in there now. Now she's coming out. You know, but it's still very, very competitive. God, this fight.
And it could be anybody's fight.
It could be.
Absolutely.
It could be. It's.
So into the 9th round we go. Remember, the judges, in case they're required, are Terry O'Connor, Steve Gray and John Latham, and they could well be required given how this one is playing out so far. It's incredibly competitive. From our perspective here ringside, Alycia Baumgardner made a terrific start over the course of the first 3 rounds before Mikaela Mayer came back into it in a big way before a really competitive 8th round. And again, it's as though the boxers know what one another have to offer, so they're just a little bit circumspect here now. Left jab followed by left hook, fired in by Alycia Baumgardner. There was an exchange of lead hands, and it's Baumgardner looking to snake up that left hand from a belt line. She fired in a right hand to the torso. Solid left jab, tripped out 3 times, backed up by a right hand by Mikaela Mayer. Action is in the center ring, and Mikaela Mayer's left jab working like a trip hammer, snaking it out, pumping it out at the shoulder, and it is really stiff and accurate. Now Alycia Baumgardner gets to work with her own lead left hand, but it's Mikaela Mayer on the front foot. There Mikaela Mayer looking for a left hook behind a right hand, but again there's a terrifically picked right hand from Mikaela Mayer, and another one was altogether less potent. Baumgardner bites down and fires back, but her work is inaccurate. The 2 boxers are at center ring. Clever move from Mikaela Mayer, dipping at the knees and firing a straight right hand to the body. 45 seconds to go in this penultimate round. And the more eye-catching punches, particularly that right hand, have come from Mikaela Mayer. Both boxers beyond punching distance. They both appear to be feeling the pace. Right hand landed to the body, followed by a stiff left uppercut from Alycia Baumgardner. Mikaela Mayer comes forward, but getting the better of that exchange while holding her feet was Alycia Baumgardner, scoring with some effective punches that she hauled in to the body. Now she's up on her toes, flicking out a left jab that red in the face further of Mikaela Mayer. Then a right hand to the body, followed by a touching left hand upstairs. On a 10-second clapper, Mikaela Mayer comes forward, letting her hands go in combination fashion with Alycia Baumgardner, but she was inaccurate with her work. Fires in a roundhouse right that was off the mark. My goodness, what a competitive 2 minutes of boxing Steve burnt in that penultimate round.
And a round dominated in the first 60 seconds by the jab, the triple jab, and then the right hands that were coming through. It's almost like she's adjusted her feet, Ebony, because it doesn't seem to be anything that Baumgardner could do to get away from those jabs.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like she's just landing that at will, definitely. You know, Mikaela looks like she's getting more and more confidence because she's seeing Alycia's wiltering just a little bit. She's looking a little bit tired. She's doing these tactics. She's holding and she's wrestling, and that's what you do when you need a break and you're going to take time. But Alycia was really picking up the body work. I think she wants to slow Mikaela down. So Alycia throwing in some nice body shots in there.
So we're 9 rounds in, and you can have this a 5-4 either way. You could maybe have it 6-3 with a tight one. My gut feeling is, I haven't checked the score, but my gut feeling is I've got Mikaela Mayer a round up.
Yeah,
maybe a round up.
Yeah, I have. What are we? Yeah, maybe a round or 2 up. I feel Mikaela.
It's tight, man.
So referee Bob Williams brings the boxers together. They exchange a respectful touch of gloves before re-engaging hostilities in the 10th and final round of what has been a fantastic unification contest in the 9'4" super featherweight division. This one is incredibly tight. It could all come down to this final championship round, this 10th 2-minute stanza, and it's Mikaela Mayer on the front foot. Both boxers in center ring. Alycia Baumgardner circling to her right in counterclockwise fashion. She steps in with quick feet and scores with a good left jab to the body. Both boxers continuing to feint, and there's another single scoring jab from Alycia Baumgardner as the game of fistic Tom and Jerry continues up there in the boxing ring. Baumgardner now circling clockwise to her right. Mikaela Mayer looking for a right cross before landing with a left jab. He then comes with a 1-2. Mikaela Mayer putting a bent-armed uppercut in there before ending with a left jab out of that combination. And now caution being demonstrated by both boxers as Mikaela Mayer comes forward, lands a straight right hand to the body. Referee Bob Williams just intervened momentarily as we go beyond the midpoint of this final round. Right hand success for Mikaela Mayer, then engages reverse gear to avoid the combination that Alycia Baumgardner put together. Good work from Baumgardner with a jab upstairs and then a 2-shot salvo to the body. Both boxers breathing through mouths that are open. Good right hand landed upstairs by Alycia Baumgardner. Mikaela Mayer putting out a jab, there wasn't much on it, and Baumgardner up on her toes. Both boxers on the edge of punching range. Action is near the ropes on this near side of the ring. And again, the thoughtfulness evident behind these attacks as the boxers exchange jabs. Closing seconds of the 10th round. Will this round spring into life on the 10-second clapper? Because this has been a very respectful round indeed. Neither boxer willing to make a mistake because they no doubt are aware that it would be punished immediately. And now the action is heating up with the boxers letting their hands go furiously. Alycia Baumgardner ending the round on the front foot. She raises her right arm in anticipation of victory. Mikaela Mayer raises both arms in anticipation of victory. Tony Harrison, as he stepped into the ring, Alycia Baumgardner's coach, wiped his brow. It's been that type of contest. Al Mitchell just removing the mouthpiece from Mikaela Mayer over on the far side of the ring. This one will go to the 3 scoring judges, Terry O'Connor, Steve Gray and John Latham, to determine who will become the unified champion in the 9 stone 4 super featherweight division. A compelling contest that was competitive from opening bell to last. It ebbed and flowed. We had shifts in momentum, and the 10th round, Steve Bunce, was a chess match where both boxers appeared unwilling to take a risk. It's incredibly tight.
You know what? Not only is it tight, it was a quality, skillful match all the way through. It gave us just about everything apart from knockdowns. And look at the 2 corners, Ronald. The 2 women raised their hands immediately. They didn't touch, they didn't embrace, they've not even made eye contact. I'm watching the pair of them as I talk. But neither corner is confident they've won. Ebony, neither corner is confident they've won.
Yeah, I feel that as well. You know what? I was on the edge of my seat the whole fight. That was an incredible display of boxing for these 2 women, and that is why they are both champions. This is absolutely incredible. This is the level that women's boxing is at the moment, and these 2 women just put on a masterclass of boxing. What a treat.
Now, I wish you'd have come to me about 30 minutes ago, Ronald, when I was about to tell you I fancy a draw, but you didn't do it then. You didn't do it then, and people are going to say that's impossible.
Ooh. Imagine if it was a draw. It wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me at all.
Split or a draw.
Yeah, you know, look, I feel like Mikaela edged. I think she owned most of the whole second half, middle and the second half of the fight.
Yep.
To be honest, that last round, you know, I think they could fix it up a little bit more to solidify that. But let's see what the ringside judges say. We just got one angle. I'm nervous. I'm excited. What a fight.
What a fight indeed, and we will find out very shortly. I'm not getting anything from the body language of the fighters or the corners. Alycia Baumgardner's raising her hands here and clapping, but she had a couple of rounds, good rounds off, Ronald.
And Big Mo, tonight's MC, is only just making his way into the ring now. When he takes this long, the MC, Steve, to tally up the scores,
absolutely
could well be a split decision. Which way is this one going to go? It all depends on the verdicts of Terry O'Connor, Steve Gray and John Latham. Big Mo is in position, awaiting his cue from the television company to declare who will be the unified super featherweight champion of the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 full championship rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard for the official decision. Judge O'Connor scores about 97-93, Mayer. Judge Gray scores it 96-95, Baumgardner. And Judge Latham scores about 96-95, declaring your winner by split decision and the new unified super featherweight champion of the world, Alycia
Baumgardner jumps for joy of having been declared a split decision victor over Mikaela Mayer to claim Mayer's previously held IBF, WBO and Ring Magazine super featherweight titles. Mikaela Mayer, subjected to the first loss of her professional career, she has exited the confines of the boxing ring near her own red corner. She's pointing her thumbs down and is mouthing, Steve, if I can read her lips, that's a bad decision. But that is of no concern to Alycia Baumgardner. At the announcement, she jumped into the arms of her coach, Tony Harrison, and is visibly overcome with joy. Alycia Baumgardner has got her victory on a split decision verdict over her bitter rival, Mikaela Mayer. There's the briefest of embraces between Baumgardner and Mayer, who remains outside of the boxing ring. She's now being consoled by her trainer, Al Mitchell. She is absolutely devastated. but only boxing surely can leave combatants with such contrasting emotions after such a hard-fought affair. Alycia Baumgardner is the new WBC, IBF, WBO and Ring Magazine super featherweight champion of the world at the conclusion of an incredibly hard-fought, skillful and keenly contested affair. What a fight!
I don't think you can complain. I thought that Mikaela Mayer, just like Terry O'Connor, I thought she won it by a couple of rounds. So I got no problem with it. I don't do even rounds. I've absolutely got no problem with that. She looks absolutely crestfallen, and Alycia Baumgardner looks absolutely ecstatic. I'm not sure either of them truly believe they've won that clearly, Ebony.
Yeah, look, you know, just the expression and the way that Alycia, you know, responded to that win, you can just show how much it means. You can see how much it means to her. You know, that was like an incredible display, and look, you can just see her now there in the ring. She's so happy, the whole team. You know, she's worked hard, and like she said, she believes that she's had to work a lot harder to get, you know, where she is. So I'm sure that means the world to her.